Hi guys. Tuesdays are going to be a new thing now. I've added a segment of a how-to segment, which difference means like how to just different things. It could be like my day where I can do my special makeup tutorial. It could be like advice to thing on how to handle the situation. It could be about any pretty much kind of about anything that I decide to come up with or anybody suggests and I decided that could fit into the how-to category, especially if I know how to do it or give advice upon it. Um, Today is I chosen first today's segment, the how-to of how to get a person you're interested in, how to get the person you're interested in. Now with that being said, you really don't want to come off stalkerish. You really don't want to come off to the point where he or she puts a restraining order on you. Because that's the no. If you think that is cool, then hey, if you think somebody that's really interested, they like you, if you're gonna be a stalker to them or pretty much go to jail, then good luck with that. But to me, it's more about keeping it real and keeping it being you and being understanding to the person. Because personally, I don't think I really want somebody that's pretty much just going to be, you know, soccer. Because that's not cute. Really not. No. But you do really want to come off as you want to come off as a person where she might actually say, hey, I think he really is interesting. Maybe I should get to know him. Okay, now, there's a few scenarios we're going to go ahead and go over. Number one, if you're looking at her like you want to flip her over to that table, do ungodly things to her, I would definitely suggest waiting until she actually like you, until possibly getting to know you before you decide to do that. Because if you have that thought in your mind and stuff on the first time you're getting to know them, it's pretty much she's even though she's in that horny stage, you're probably going to be a one timer. Yeah, women do have thoughts of guys just as one time things. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you if you're that person that is a one time thing. You're just gonna actually experience it for yourself and then realize, hey, she was right. I was a one timer. Um, Constantly asking if you're like, okay, look at it like this. If you're dealing with an ex of yours, and you guys still kind of like mutual friends, and if that person asking you to, yeah, we've seen each other like it before, let's have sex. That's sweet. Why not have sex? That's pretty much going to be a big no on that factor because number one, there's a reason why you're still an ex. Well, I'm not saying there's a reason why you're still an ex, but just thinking that person's going to have sex with the ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend is pretty much just because I personally would not do that. It's just because I don't want to have sex with my ex-boyfriends. I just don't. I don't see the point in having a relationship with. I mean, I see a point in having a friendship with them if they really want to have a genuine friendship, knowing that they won't have sex with me. That's fine. But if they looking for sex in the near future, I definitely tell them no, and I tell them why. Because number one, I don't want to have sex with you. That's pretty much the main reason. If she says I don't want to have sex with you, it means I don't want to have sex with you. At least that's in my category. I don't. If I'm not willing to have sex with you, I'm not gonna have sex with you. If I feel like I'm not ready to have sex with you, I'm not gonna have sex with you. I'm not gonna have sex with you because you want to have sex. That's just pretty much no. That's just now. But there will be time. Well, no, I'm not gonna butt into that factor. It's just it is what it is. She's either going to want to have sex with you or she just don't. You're either going to be a one-time thing or you'll probably actually be just multiple choice factor. Consider that. But you probably wouldn't be mad about it because hell, you had sex. But anyway, when the ex-boyfriend factor plays wrong, okay, definitely, if you're interested in somebody, she's talking about how her ex-boyfriend is annoying or whatever the case may be in a situation, or just like her ex called her, don't want to hang out and stuff. The one thing you do not want to do is over exaggerate because number one, you're not even official with that person. Consider that thought. Two, that's either going to piss her off and to a point where she's going to be like, well, you know, we're not together. I mean, you know, it's going to be like a big old issue thing. Come on, you really don't want to put yourself through that. Because do you really want to argue with the person that you're trying to get to know and possibly have a relationship with, and you're getting all jealous and acting, overreacting over a hangout with the next? No, you have to be understanding. You have to be like this, you know. Okay, that's an ex. There's a reason why that person's ex. For possibility reason. But there's a reason why she still kind of remains friends with them. But you also have to think about this. You gotta stop thinking of things like in a sexual rape. Because not everybody's with their ex and they're having sex with their ex. I don't have sex with my ex. I just want you to know that. You and everyone on YouTube knows that now. I don't have sex with my ex-boyfriends. I will hang out with them. I will talk with them. I will laugh. I will go watch movies with them. We will go out to eat and hang out. But there is no sexual intercourse involved. Yes, I feel like I have to say it that way. But no, there's no sex involved. Number two, if you're dating a person that's demanding to want to spend time with a person, that's really going to push a person off. Because who wants to be hanging around somebody who's getting all frustrated because they're not getting their time? There's reasons for that. Number one, there's a reason why the person is actually busy. The person has things they have to do that when you decide to spend that time that you want to hang out. Number two, if you didn't confirm that you're supposed to be hanging out a certain day, the person's going to think, okay, well, I'm not going to be the one that's going to do it because I'm not the one that's asking to hang out and going to move on their merry way. That has happened before. I'm just going to say, how to handle the situation would be is to say that well, we're supposed to hang out this day. I'm so sorry I forgot to make sure, you know, because I did ask you to hang out. The least I could do is to get off my lazy ass and actually go ahead and say, hey, I know we're supposed to hang out. Let's hang out. Kudos if you do that. Just like to you if you don't. You might want to consider doing so. Always confirm. Well, not confirm like, you know, you're doing, like, I'm just calling to confirm if we're supposed to hang out tomorrow. No, you just want to be like, well, I'm just checking to see if we're supposed to hang out, you know, because, in case you may have something that came up, or if, I just want you to know that I'm still available that day to hang out. Do something like that, because that's actually saying that I want to hang out with you. I'm just saying. These are my opinions on things. I'm just going to say. Saying that you're going to come over to somebody's house uninvited, you inviting yourself, is a third strike out thing. You do not want to do that. That is not cool. Number one, cops will get called on you, and you're most likely get a restraining order at the same time, and you're going to do some jail time overnight. Possibly 2 nights, unless you get somebody to get bail money. Yeah, that has happened before. Not to me, but or anybody I know, but I'm just saying that could happen. I've heard people tell me stories about that happening to them. But I feel like that's actually a big no-no in my category, because I feel like I'm telling you, if you can't just assume a person is at home, number one, and you can't assume that even if the person's at home, they want to see you early in the morning or whatever time you decide to come over. You have to see if they're up for having company, because they could have had a bad day and they could have not really want to deal with someone right now, and you don't want to be the one that they're taking their anger out at. Because I'm just going to say a item of weapon of choice to a most special part of your area that you love the most. I don't think you guys will like that. And then the guy perspective, I don't think for a woman to go over there and he's pissed off and he might do some violent physical harm. I'm not saying that he probably would, but you really wouldn't want that. You really don't want to take that risk and stuff of that chance of someone doing bodily harm. I'm just saying. Yeah, because that's really important. You don't really want to do it. Like, if you really want to, I'm just going to say, if you're really interested in a person, take the time to get to know them, get them the time to, if they're willing to open up to you, to tell you stuff, let them do it in their own time. No forcing, no forcing them to open up to you and stuff because you're opening up to them. If they see that you're opening up is going to give them a chance to slowly open up for themselves. I mean, you're telling them, well, I'm opening up to you. I think you should do, at least you can do. No, don't do that. Let them do that at their own time, and let them feel when it's right for them to do it, not because of what you do. And please, if someone's not talking to you as much as you thinking that they should talk to you, get over yourself, because sometimes they have things that they have to deal with, and they don't have to always have time to babysit you. You have to understand that if you're interested in a person, and yes, I know that sometimes communication is the key to a start of a relationship, but sometimes a person just don't feel like talking. You just have to sit there and deal with it. Because it's not always going to be about, and another thing is, everything's not about you. Just because they're not talking to you does not necessarily mean that you did something wrong, or whatever the case that you want to get your granny panties. And yes, I said granny panties. Sometimes they have things that go on through the day that really is stressful to them, and they have to deal with, and they don't really need you adding their, why you're not talking to me? Well, did I do something wrong? I guess you're not going to talk to me today. I guess it's going to be one more sentence, because that's not cute. That's going to piss them off even more, and this is going to make them angry, and you don't really want to do that unless you don't want to have a relationship with them. Think about that for a moment. You really should think about this information that I'm sending you, because I'm sending you some stuff that actually makes sense when you really think about it. It may sound like, hey, she's talking crazy, but when you think about it, you're like, oh wait, she's right. Maybe I should. Maybe I should take that into consideration. Maybe think everything isn't about me. Maybe I should, if I really like a person, I should just really be an understanding person and take the time to understand. And you got to think about it too. Another thing, there's not a time limit on getting to know somebody, because there's pretty much a lot to get to know somebody, and it takes 3 times. I'm months, and not talking weeks that you're gonna thinking that you're gonna get to know this person, and thinking tomorrow it's been what 2 days since I know this person. We're in a relationship. No, that doesn't work. Having that happen before, that really didn't be successful. So I've been thinking it does take time to get to know somebody. You can know somebody for like a year or two and still do it. It's not necessarily official in a relationship. Official relationship is when you and the person have discussed and talked about it, and you guys to do and say, well, you can call me boyfriend or girlfriend now, or just decide to really amp it up if we're doing social media things and change your status to in a relationship. But there's a lot to go along with that, and that's going to be for other segments to come. But I'm just saying, for the main part of getting to know someone, if you're in them, getting to know them, being able to understand that sometimes it's not always about you, and that always going to be able to spend time with you. You have to understand, just like you have to understand, just like that person has to understand that, yeah, it is 50-50, but if you're going to like pretty much do the blame thing and say, you're not talking to me, you're not opening up to me, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, like that, they can get annoying to that person too, even if they're trying their best to try to talk. They can get to the point where it says, hey, well, maybe I don't want to talk to this person anymore because they're sitting here doing all this stuff. Maybe it's best that I decide to just leave it alone. Consider all these thoughts. It's very important. You may think that it might sound a little strange, but I feel like this. It makes sense, and to me, it's like a lot of people could be worse, because a lot of people can handle the situation worse. Could get all yelling involved, and calling them F's or B's or whatever the case may be. Yes, I don't really cuss because I'm not really mad, but yeah, you don't really want to do that. You really want to get to know the person, have conversation with them, make small talk a little bit. How your day going? What are you doing? I mean, after a while, then you go ahead and say, well, I like to see what you look like under the clothes, or what you look like laid spread across the bed things. But then, that comes later. After a while, I mean, but for the most part, just, really, if you're gonna, like I said, be yourself. If you're gonna be that pervert person where it's just kind of like that's all you talk about is getting into the person's drawers, and you're not really in that point of getting to know that person. To me, in my opinion, I really wouldn't want to be really interested in you because I feel like that once you get them, then you're just done and you're moving on. You ever thought about that? But if you're really seriously thinking of being, if you're interested in someone and actually want to get into a relationship with someone, you take the time. You be understanding, you accept their faults, that if they're not opening up to you right then and there, that they will do it in their time, and that you gotta accept that. You can't accept that. You can't. You you can't think that it's got to be on your time. You got to understand that their time, and you have to be able to meet them halfway on it, and be able to be understanding. If you're gonna be frustrated, and oh, I just realized that. Don't don't have bring up your past relationships and stuff like that. Meaning, an example was say, well, I have people that did this to me before and stuff like that, and you're saying like you're in a similar situation, and I'm gonna X that out, and please make sure you don't bring up past relationships unless you're talking about like what happened in your past relationship. But if you're having a conversation with somebody and they're not reacting the way you would like them to react, and I'm saying that way because that sounds ridiculous because it shouldn't be all about how you want the thing is. It's supposed to be how like you both want the thing is. But like I said, if it's not the way that you want it, you do not bring up and say, well, you act like my ex girlfriends and stuff like that, or all the people who do me wrong or stuff like that. Because that's like there is a person that's gonna say, well, if I'm someone like them, then why are you with me? Why are you talking to me? Why are you trying to get to know me? And then that's gonna be like, well, yeah, why am I doing that? And then that's a whole done deal. But for the most part, I really wouldn't really suggest you not really bring up past relationships. I really wish you would start making it. And really wish you would not really base everything on what happened in the past. Just try to get to know the person and work from there. And I will do more of these a little bit later as it progresses. So every Tuesday there will be a how-to video, how-to guide to relationships or making friends or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It depends on what it's going to be. So Tuesdays are going to be that way. So you guys, thank you for watching it. Comment and like this video if you want. Comment the video what you think of it or what other how-to videos you would love to see if I can possibly do it. So, let me know what you think of it. If you do a video response, all of it, it doesn't matter. You guys be awesome. Thank you for watching. Bye.